Hello friends and welcome to Smart Coach. Since you know, I dive in without much ado into the topic that I'm going to discuss today. Today we are discussing the second Anglo-Maratha war. Now, we have previously discussed the first Anglo-Maratha War. Now we have come to the second Anglo-Maratha War, and the modality of the British in waging this war is quite similar to the first Anglo-Maratha War. All right, they want to intervene in the ongoing intrigues of the native states. All right, so if a native state has a succession dispute, the British involve themselves into it, and then they start signing subsidiary alliance. All right, so there are 2 or 3 tools that the British deploy. That is, firstly, they would just intervene and then they would get a subsidiary alliance signed, and later on the doctrine of lapse will also kick in. All right, and so forth. They would start annexing territories within India, and this annexation of territories within India had become one of the cardinal of cardinal importance to the British, because the British are in search of resources within India. As an imperialist government within India, they are in constant search of resources. All right, and they need these resources. And where are these resources coming from? These resources come from land and human resource. So the more territory you have, the more of land and human resource you have, and more resources you have for your expansion, that is your market and economic expansion. All right, so that is what the British are doing, and the second Anglo-Maratha War is also a result of that itself. All right, so the second Anglo-Maratha War, you have to know a background to it. All right, so the most important factor behind the second Anglo-Maratha War is the 1802 Treaty of Bassein. All right, which the Peshwa, the Maratha Peshwa, he signs with the British. All right, it is a subsidiary alliance treaty. Subsidiary alliance treaty. Right, and although the wars or the battles will break out only after 1803, all right, 1803 to 1805, that is the time frame of the second Anglo-Maratha War. Let me write it down, 1803 and 1805. All right, so this is the time frame. However, it is with this treaty, the Treaty of Bassein, that everything begins. Okay, so what is the background to this Treaty of Bassein? What is the subsidiary alliance treaty which the Peshwa signs with the with the British? Now going forth, what we see is that the Peshwa at Pune had assassinated one of the Holkar princes. All right, so Yashwantrao Holkar, he waged a war against the Peshwa because of this assassination of a Holkar prince. All right, and the Peshwa therefore fled from Pune and entered the British camp. All right, and he therefore signed a treaty with the British. All right, treaty signed. He signed a treaty with the British, which is the Treaty of Bassein. All right, so that is the background. All right, so the all-out war which Yashwantrao Holkar he waged against the Peshwa, it forced the Peshwa out of his own territory, and he went to the British camp and he signed the Treaty of Subsidiary Alliance. According to the Subsidiary Treaty, what happens is that the Peshwa will be given protection by the British. All right, the Peshwa is, of course, Bajirao the second. All right, Bajirao the second, and in contravention to the previous Bajirao, the first Bajirao, all right, who was a great warrior, the Peshwa Bajirao the second, he had a weak personality. Okay, and therefore he could not deem himself capable of fighting the Holkar assault. And as far as the Holkars are concerned, Yashwantrao Holkar at that point of time was known as the Napoleon of India. All right, he was a great warrior and his empire used to be very strong. All right, even the British were very wary when waging wars against Yashwantrao Holkar. All right, as we will see later on. That is the background. All right, this is the background to the Subsidiary Alliance Treaty. Now the Subsidiary Alliance Treaty has been signed. All right, and for the first time, all right, the Marathas are on a, you see, unequal footing with the British. The British had taken over Mysore very recently, all right, that is 1799. The British had taken over Mysore, and they have signed a subsidiary alliance with the Wudiyar dynasty, whom they reinstated at Mysore, all right. And the British have, you see, dominated all other Indian, you see, all other Indian states which were at that point of time important. However, the Marathas were the only ones who were still capable of resisting the British. And this treaty, the Treaty of Bassein, for the first time, it brings the Marathas at an unequal footing, all right. And because of this, all right, the Sindhias and the Bhosles, they, you see, think of going on an all-out war against the British, all right. The Sindhias and the Bhosles cannot accept the fact that the Marathas are losing their independence to the British, all right. And they also try to enlist the Holkars, all right. They try to enlist the Holkars. However, the Holkars don't join the fight in the early stages. It is only by 1805 that the Holkars would join the fight, and that too after the Sindhias and the Bhosles have already signed subsidiary alliance treaty with the British, all right. It is this war, the second Anglo-Maratha war, beginning with the Treaty of Bassein, all right, beginning with the Treaty of Bassein. It is within this war that the Marathas find themselves on unequal footing with the British. They have to sign subsidiary alliance now, and now the British become the paramount power, all right. After the death of Yashwantrao Holkar, the British truly are the paramount power within India. There is no Indian power who will be capable of fighting the British, all right. They will be, you see, the Punjab, you see, empire, all right. The Punjab empire will prove to be a formidable opponent to the British, but after the death of the ruler of Punjab, even Punjab will be annexed, all right. And therefore, we see that this war is of great importance. Therefore, you have to know, you see, the intricacies of this war, okay. So now, Yashwantrao Holkar is one of the protagonists, all right. Yashwantrao Holkar. Then we have got Daulat Rao Sindhia, all right. Daulat Rao Sindhia, and of course Yashwantrao Holkar, Daulat Rao Sindhia, and Raghuji Bhosle, all right. So these are the primary protagonists on the British, on the Maratha side. What about the British side? The British side is formed out of, you see, the Governor General at this point of time is Richard Wellesley, all right, based out of Bengal, all right. So the Governor General from the British side is Richard Wellesley, based out of Bengal, all right. And who else? There is Arthur Wellesley, the brother of Richard Wellesley, okay. Now Arthur Wellesley is a important personality, not just in Indian history but also in world history, because he will go on to become the Duke of Wellington, all right, the first Duke of Wellington, okay. He will be made a Duke, all right, because of his services to the empire. And the Duke of Wellington is the one who defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo, as you know. So began his career fighting the Marathas in India. Great guy and great general, okay. And then we have got Lord Lake, all right, another great British general, okay. Now three of them together, they fight the Maratha empire, okay, or the Maratha confederacy, of course, and they defeat the Marathas, okay. And there are battles which are fought and there are treaties which are signed. We will look at the battles and treaties also. And while writing, if you get an essay type question on the Anglo-Maratha wars, remember, I use the word protagonist. I will also use the word protagonist for the British side also. We are historians and we are nobody to make judgment. We are here to observe and report, all right. Protagonists on Maratha side and protagonists on the British side, all right. So now proceeding forward, what are the important battles fought? Important battles fought are Battle of Asai, all right, which was fought against the Sindhias. It was led by Arthur Wellesley, all right. Then we have got the Battle of Laswari, which was led by Lord Lake, all right. And again we have got the Battle of Argao, which was led by, you see, Arthur Wellesley again, all right. This battle was fought in September, the others were fought in November, all right. Other battles were fought in November, and all of these three battles took place in 1803. And it is in 1803 that two of the important subsidiary alliance treaties were signed, okay, after the Treaty of Bassein and after the Treaty of Bassein, two more important treaties were signed, and both were, you see, both got the Marathas subsidiary, you see, got the Marathas down, all right, in front of the British, all right, because they were able to defeat the Maratha Confederacy, which was formed out of the Bhosles and Scindias, who resisted the British at this point of time, all right. Now going on, how do you remember these treaties? Okay, very easy. Okay, so you have got Scindia, all right. So the Scindia treaty was known as Surji Anjangao, all right. And then we have got the Bhosle treaty, which is Devgao, all right. So you have to, you see, you have to employ your own imagination when you see remembering these treaties, all right. You have to employ your imagination so that you remember the names of these treaties. Now Surji Anjangao, you have to remember it, you see, in its own context, okay. However, what you can do is you can collate or correlate the two initials, all right. So S, okay, and then out here, all right, if you just reverse it, flip it, DB, decibel, all right. SS, of course, you know, it was Hitler's own commando force, okay, the most ruthless of his forces, okay, if you read world history, who were assigned with the task of assassinating the Jews, all right. So you can remember it that way, DB, decibel, all right. From that you can extrapolate the treaty which was signed between the Bhosles and the British, okay. So these two treaties you have to remember, and you can employ mnemonic devices, and remember there are no shame associated with doing so, okay, because you are here to crack an examination. You are not here, you see, to go into intricacies, all right. So you can use mnemonic devices, and also when you are doing intricate studies, even then you can employ such kind of devices. There is no shame associated, okay. So please do it, all right, and please you see, remember the points, okay. And both treaties, of course, were signed in 1803, all right. So you see, after these treaties were signed, the Bhosles and the Scindias, they were neutralized. Now who remained? Only the Holkars remained, all right. And skirmishes with the Holkars, okay, British and Holkar skirmishes, it continues up until the year 1805, all right, up until the year 1805, when finally Yashwantrao Holkar, he signs a treaty with the British, okay. Yashwantrao Holkar, he signs a treaty with the British, and the treaty is known as Rajghat, all right, Treaty of Rajghat. Okay, this happens in the year 1805, all right, and so ends the Second Anglo-Maratha War. Of course, even after signing the treaty, because the Holkar Treaty was a, you see, the Holkar Treaty was not actually a humiliating treaty. Why? Because the British, they could not afford to wage, you see, extended war against the Holkars. In fact, you can say that it was the British who approached the Holkar to sign a treaty with them, all right, because the Holkars under Yeshwantrao Holkar were very powerful, all right, and they were not on the losing side. They were definitely not on the losing side, and therefore this treaty, you cannot really call it a treaty which humiliates the Holkars, okay. And Yeshwantrao Holkar again prepares to fight against the British, but because of his untimely demise, such kind of a conflict does not, you see, such kind of a conflict does not take place, okay. An all-out conflict does not take place between the British and the Holkars, all right. And later on, the Holkars are the last of the Maratha confederates who sign a subsidiary alliance treaty with the British, all right. You see, the Peshwa already signs it, Scindias and Bhosles also sign, and the Holkars will be the last one who sign a subsidiary alliance treaty with the British, all right. So thus ends the Second Anglo-Maratha War. Now, with the Second Anglo-Maratha War, what happens is that the result of the Second Anglo-Maratha War, as you would see, it breaks the power, it completely breaks the power of the Maratha Confederacy. The Maratha Confederacy, what it used to be, it was so powerful that they could occupy Delhi, all right, they could offer protection to the Mughals, okay. It was very powerful, the Maratha Confederacy. They had gone out from the southern hinterlands, and they had, you see, entered into northern parts of India. Then they had established themselves into various centers such as Indore, Gwalior, all right. So they had, you see, made themselves very powerful. They had territories in, you see, Bengal also. And now what happens is that with the Second Anglo-Maratha Wars and with the signing of subsidiary alliance treaties, these powers, they subside. Their military might also subside, all right. And because of this, we can say that the Maratha might within India is completely crushed. And the, you see, one of the reasons behind this is the British victories in the Second Anglo-Maratha War. Now, what did the British win? The British won large swathes of land in the central provinces, all right, and in Bengal also, such as Orissa. Okay, in Orissa they got, you see, large swathes of land in Orissa also, and then the Ganga Yamuna Dwab, all right, Ganga Yamuna Dwab, all right, which included Delhi, Agra, some areas of Gujarat also. Some areas of Gujarat also, some areas of Rajputana also, they gained lots of area, and the cumulative result of these territorial victories on the part of the British is that the distant, you see, the distant territories of Bengal and Bombay, for the first time it got connected through a land bridge, because previously it was considered a great, you see, great achievement if a British, you see, British troop could go down from Bengal down up till the Bombay Presidency, all right, from the Bengal Presidency to the Bombay Presidency. It used to be a, you see, great military achievement, but from now on what happens is that the route is open, because they have got territories which will connect them to the southern territories which they had they had previously occupied. Okay, so this is the cumulative result of the Second Anglo-Maratha War. So with that, I hope that the Second Anglo-Maratha War is quite, you see, quite accessible to you. You can do some additional reading, you can go into details of the various treaties, but for your APSC and NPSC need, you see, we don't really see much questions coming from the individual treaties, okay, but you will have to know about the important things such as the names of the leaders on both sides, okay, and you will also have to know the names of the treaties that were signed, all right, Surji Anjangao, Deogao, and then Rajghat. You'll have to know about, you see, you have to know the names of these treaties, all right, and you will also have to know the names of the important battles that were fought, all right. So Battle of Asai, Laswari, and Argao, these are the important battles that were fought. So with that, I hope that you will be studying hard, all right, and as I keep on telling you, if you do study hard, you will surely succeed. And with that, I take your leave. Thank you.